Mike is allegedly being held at the Alamo. So up ahead, this is all Tenement Alley. We've used this for a number of films. We've also used it, let's say on this left-hand side, this building here. This was used in Ellen DeGeneres' 2014 Oscar promotion, where she was dancing in a street with a lot of people to promote the Oscars. Starsky and Hutch used this building as well. On the right-hand side, you'll see these black double doors, where Tom Cruise and Billy Connolly are exiting the streets and then walking lunch. That was filmed here, right? We don't know that it's on the Warner Brothers lot. We just think we're out in the open somewhere, and he's taking his daughter out for lunch. So yeah, just when you look around, it's the appearance that we're in somewhere else than we really are. Right here, which is called a wigwag, like on a train station or at a railroad track, so you can see wigwag, wigwag. That notifies you not to cross the railroad tracks. Well, same process here. If you hear a buzz, one buzz, and you see the light spinning, that means all quiet on set, don't walk through, and you're going to see a number of those as we go through the lot. If you hear two buzzes and then you see the wigwag flashing, that means, or not flashing, then it's all clear. Starring Ellen Ladd, a story about a gun runner who is smuggling guns to Cuba. On the left-hand side here, this little cabin, this area here was used in the ending credit sequence of Aquaman, where he discovers it's Atlantean technology and then blows the roof off. This was used in True Blood up ahead, but it was built originally for Invasion. For any of the Gilmore Girls fans, pop quiz: who hits or what hits?
Deer.
Correct. Who said that?
Me.
There you did. Very good. Another point for you. Yeah, so we filmed that here in our jungle. These flats you see here, that's actually being brought in to construct what would appear to be a set. They built it to size within our mill, which we will be passing by later, and then they bring it out to the location and then assemble it like a jigsaw puzzle. So that's an easy way to transport things. Also, this plant life here is non-indigenous. We bring it from all different areas of the globe to give it this appearance that this is a jungle. We're the only lot to have a jungle for people to film in. So, for example, in The Last Samurai, this bamboo, this was also used when they were rescuing his son, or his friend's son. And it was also, here we go, it was also used on the TV show Kung Fu with David Carradine, which was originally tapped to star Bruce Lee, but they couldn't understand his accent, so they got David Carradine instead. On this left side here, this A-frame, this is called a bush wagon, because it is a wagon with a bush on it. We use this to cover hall openings, we can use it to cover buildings, or anything. So for example, in the movie Jurassic Park, there was a scene where Jeff Goldblum is in a Jeep and the T-Rex is chasing them and he's like, must go faster, must go faster. Well, the reason they filmed that here is because they got rained in Hawaii. There was a hurricane and it shut down their entire set, so they had to use our jungle. And since we have an open lot policy where we can allow anybody to use our facilities, we allowed them to film that scene here. Now, for anybody who's a fan of Pretty Little Liars, this exterior, this is a facade. Does anybody know whose it is? Whose house this belongs to? This is Allison's house in Pretty Little Liars, with a bush wagon in front of it in case we would need to cover the house. It is a facade, so which means we can't use the interior, right? We can't walk in. You can even see right through it to the other side. It's strictly for the exterior front porch, or the front of the house. On the right-hand side is our lagoon. This lagoon holds about 250,000 gallons of water. It takes about 8 hours to fill, about 10 hours to drain, and then it can also be heated to about 80 degrees. It was used in an episode of ER where George Clooney rescues a young boy. It was one of the most watched episodes. Had about 48 million viewers. For any Gilmore Girls fans, who pushes who into
Luke.
There you go, very good. My little sister would be proud. So it was also used in Pee-wee's Big Adventure, where he's Tarzan and he's escaped. He takes his bicycle and he swings across. So we can use this for virtually anything. We can even create in Annabelle. It was created as a graveyard. So it has a lot of practical applications. This cabin here, this was used in $1 Million Baby as Ira's roadside diner when Clint Eastwood and Hilary Swank are eating pie inside of the diner. It was also used in Dexter. So you can see the inside. You could probably move equipment inside of that. What type of set is it? Practical, very good. That's a point for you, miss. Excellent. Just to show you what this lamp here on the right-hand side at the end of the jungle, this lamp is a ghost light. It does not serve any purpose except to help crew members walk through and know where they are going. We do not use that to light the set. They also called it a ghost light because apparently it wards off evil spirits. So we are now entering Warner Village. Warner Village was established in about 2004. It was originally called Laramie Street. Laramie Street was built to film westerns in the 1950s. So remember how I told you the television was invented at that time? So in response to it, they decided that they were going to film what was the easiest, and western seemed to be the most accommodating. Since then, you know, they were filming Cheyenne, F Troop, Maverick, all of these great western TV shows. And then eventually they stopped filming westerns, so they sort of modernized it to what you see today. These are not practicals. We cannot film the inside of them. They're actually production offices. So they are treated as facades, right? So as we continue down this curved street, it's completely curved because when you use a wide lens, it gives the appearance that it's longer than it really is. So remember how I told you that we use these as production offices for, let's say, the next upcoming movie, Space Jam 2, starring LeBron James. They just recently filmed that here. They can turn it into Euclid Street. It was used in Gilmore Girls and Pretty Little Liars. This is Hannah's house on the left-hand side from Pretty Little Liars. It is also Rory's dad's house in Gilmore Girls. It was also used in the Muppets movie. With Jason Segel. Yeah, so if we wanted to make it look like a fraternity, all we would have to do is add Greek letters in the front of it, right? That's the illusion. They have filmed Fuller House here, but they would only use the exteriors as if it was a walkway or that sort of thing. So for the Looney Tunes fans, on the left-hand side, past this building is another building called Termite Terrace. They called it Termite Terrace because all of the artists that were making these Looney Tunes cartoons back in the, like the 40s and 50s, they were kind of like compact and huddled all together in tight quarters and spaces inside of the office like termites. So that's where they got that nickname. We are now approaching the bridge. This area was used in the movie Camelot. This was Jack Warner's last film before leaving Warner Brothers, and this area was used to make the Camelot Castle. It was also used as the airport when Rory arrives in New York City. We can use this area as a coffee shop underneath. We can also create a hospital location here. So everything is sort of given the impression of what it isn't, right? So that's sort of like the illusion of filmmaking and television. Did anybody have any questions before we go to the next section of the tour? No? I'm doing a good job so far. Excellent. So on the right-hand side, this is Lot W. It was known as Lot Western, Western Street. Can anybody venture a guess what type of film